Motion by Black, second by Mooney. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Citizens participation, we did have Mr. Jimmy West on this evening, but he had to cancel, so he'll likely reserve a spot for next time. Is there anyone else here that would like to come forward with any citizens participation? Yes, sir. One.
For the record, my name is Dan Edson. I would like to take my drive. I've got a couple of things that I'd like to address the council with tonight, if I may. You know, we've had storms and wind and everything blowing through, but there just seems to be this regular power outage, at least where I'm at, over here on Kidwell. And it doesn't seem to be associated with lightning or rain or anything of that nature. And I just wanted to kind of get an idea of, do we know what's causing that?
Well, we've cleaned a bunch of trees out and then started on a couple of streets over there.
So it's the trees getting into the power lines?
Yeah, I think School Street's one of our, out there as well. We had some on Spencer we cleaned out the other day.
Okay, I just remember the city spending an enormous amount of money, not only cleaning trees before, but bringing in an extra line from somewhere with the promise that that was going to stop that. And it's still going on.
On beautiful sunny days.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody, I was actually talking to somebody at the grocery store who was getting annoyed with that as well. Okay, so that was one thing. The second thing I wanted to ask involves the contract for the animal control manager. Am I to understand, is there a city ordinance that says that any contract work has to go out for bids? Or is it just pick and choose what we go out for bids for?
Historically, anybody can enter a contract if they bid on a contract if they choose to. I think.
Did the city go out for bids for the animal control manager when the contract was up?
I do not think so.
Okay. So I had an opportunity to peruse this contract that Missy Lally drew up and apparently brought to the city council, and apparently you guys voted it in. I don't understand why we're not just making her a city employee. She's availed herself to raises if the city employees get a raise. She's being covered by liability insurance that the city pays for, and everything. I just don't understand why we're not going ahead and bringing her on as a city employee. Why we have to hide behind this ruse of a contractor when we're not going out for bids on this contract position.
I'd say short answer on that is the cost savings. We can have a contract employee for X amount of dollars. I think this contract's around 24, I think.
24.
And then there's no blockers, retirement, health insurance, or anything that would come with being a full-time employee, which would probably be another $20,000 on top of that. So that's the cost savings from that standpoint.
Okay. Well, I think that, and this is just my personal opinion. I mean, if we're gonna continue to have this contract position, why are we not going out for bids on things?
Sure. I mean, that's a good question, Dean, and I don't know if I 100% have the answer for it from my knowledge, because we have Mr. Jim Stevenson, who we contract out with the water and the pre-treatment, and we have Steve Black, who we contract with the treatment plant.
Well, sure.
We have a natural gas advisor we contract out.
There's all kinds of treatment.
Yeah, there's a dozen of them,
and
and you have
agenda and everything.
Sure. And I don't know that those contracts or those positions ever do go out for any type of bid.
Well, the tree trimming does. And
it's not
about water management and whatnot. I haven't.
Correct.
But
And
then again,
somebody
that's
has
my next question: do we have contractors that don't normally go out for bidding?
I would say yes.
I understand Ms. Mullally is very experienced in this particular position, and she's got her foot in the door as far as the little thing that she's got going on over there. But if we're not going to do anything as far as contract goes, where we might be able to save a little money on something like that, I don't understand why we're calling it a contract position. And you saying that it saves money on insurance, I mean, even if it's a part-time position, you wouldn't have to pay insurance on part-time.
Sure, would not have to.
Okay. I was just writing myself into the possibility of having a pay increase when you guys feel it necessary to give the city employees an increase. I thought that was kind of crazy. But then again, you guys barely read it and voted on it and approved it, and I was just, okay.
That is correct. I believe it passed unanimously.
Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for your time.
Anyone else? Come on up. How can we help you?
My name is Robert Kowski, and I'm trying to get my Eagle project done, and I was just wondering if I could refix the old jail site.
Okay, so the old jail cell over here by railroad tracks?
Yes,
What are your plans with it, or what were you interested in?
I would like to power wash, paint it, and fix the literature and the landscaping, or we can preserve it for the years to come.
Okay. So the first thing I would do is probably we need to get you with the Historical Society and probably Viva Cuba. Those that are actually in charge of the monuments and the museum and the old jail. And we want to talk to them about it for sure. To see, if there's any type of patina that they're wanting to keep or not wanting to change from its original form. I can't speak for that. There could be, since it's a historical building structure. So we want to clear it with them. But I would say as long as everybody at the end of the day was on board with it and agreed to exactly what you wanted to do, maybe we need to add or subtract some of the things that you're considering of doing. I think there's probably a solution. We could probably get this done for you. But council will jump in wherever you wish. I would think it's important that we reach out to the Historical Society and Viva Cuba and those who are directly involved with the preservation, because we just don't want to step on their toes or change anything that might,
I think it was Boy Scouts that did the original renovation.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I didn't know the history on it. Just wanted to make sure we talk to all the right folks and make sure everybody's happy with it.
I understand. Nice day.
Oh, all good. We need to give me a little few. You have seen?
I did not catch your name.
Sean Mikowski?
S-E-A-N.
Yes.
Spell your last name.
R-E-T-K-O-W-S-K-I.
And do you have a way that we can contact you?
Yes.
Sure, I'll
Yes, sir.
call them out and give them a contact.
Okay. That'll be fine. So Dr. Siebert will also give you some contact information, but we want to, look into this for you, get you an answer as soon as possible. I'm sure it's something that you need to get on quickly or whatever, so you can finish your status.
Depending on what kind of job you do, we might put it back in service. Chiefs here.
Yeah. Correct. Absolutely. But yeah, we just want to make sure that, we it's okay with everybody and preservation factors is still there.
Okay.
So we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean, will you
Yeah.
Anyone else that would like to come forward this evening? Okay, hearing none. Next item up for bid here is Ms. Lally on a feral cat discussion. Obviously, at the last meeting we discussed this. Just kind of had a brainstorm on some of the ideas to try to alleviate this issue, but I suppose you can have some more information for us.
I do. Well, first of all, I just want to say that we're so aware of the many calls of feral cats. And it's a nuisance that we're not equipped to handle without enforcement to the people that are feeding them and they won't quit feeding them. So until they start taking responsibility for getting them vaccinated, spayed and neutered, and feeding them and narrowing down their colonies, I think we're going to have to go after them. Feral cats and wildlife carry disease. They can be passed on to your domestic cat, and they cannot be adopted through the shelter. If we trap on a recording party's property, it's basically a waste of time when the next door neighbor is feeding and providing an established food source. A single female can produce as many as 3 litters each year, with an average of 4 per cat. And we've seen as many as 8 to 10 born at the shelter. We have several hotspots in the area, and I'm going to start with 3 hotspots in the area that we're going to be receiving a letter from my department reminding them that according to the state of Missouri, or harbor an animal for 3 consecutive days, it becomes their responsibility. They'll also be reminded that per city ordinance, they can have 3 animals, and the animals must be contained as not to run at large. We'll also be posting something for the City of Cuba page, and Rob said he would put something in the newspaper. I don't know what else to do to help the problem without, the neighbors are so upset, they don't want the cats there anymore. So I'd like to give the people, like 10 days or so to start clearing them up themselves before we go in and start trapping.
No, absolutely. I mean, you've addressed it publicly. You've contacted the homeowners and business owners that are causing some of these issues. You do have a certain amount of authority that you can operate under, alongside the police department and citations and violations. And, at this point, I think you can pretty well do everything you can within the law to try to alleviate this. I mean, it's gotten a little bit out of control.
Yeah, I mean, it's really about the same every year, but I mean, I'm just tired of the calls, and people are upset, and we have to make sure the citizens are happy, and they're not happy.
Anything like that?
Question?
Keeps me up at night because there's a bunch of them in my neighborhood. My dog goes crazy
I know.
trying to get through the
And it's
night.
always someone feeding them in the area, so, I mean, I don't have feral cats at my house. Maybe the public, maybe we can even put something in the paper or on our message that, if you feed your outside cats or yours, maybe pull the food up at night so you don't attract more cats in or wildlife, or, I don't know, it's just an idea. If we can do that.
Sure.
Maybe we can ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Anything else, council? Thank you, Missy. Let us know how we can help.
Okay.
Okay, next agenda item would be the approval to move forward with the Stubblefield Properties LLC rezoning. That was the rezoning from R1 to R2. We have held 2 public hearings in open session, hearing no objections. So the next thing on that rezoning would be a motion from the council one way or the other. If anyone would like to entertain that.
Motion to approve.
Okay, motion by Black to approve the rezoning from R1 to R2 for the subject property.
Then it's Spencer.
Yes, sir.
Second.
Second by Honey. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so we will move forward with the rezoning. Andy, on Spencer over here, R1, R2. The next item up for bid is the annexation. Obviously, we've held an open meeting for this as well. We kept it open after the first meeting. It was closed. There's been another 14-day period since where we have not received any more further information in regard to this. So at this point in time, and legal counsel, correct me if I'm wrong, works a little bit differently than an actual rezoning does. I think the motion at this point in time, if the council deems necessary, would be to make a motion to move it to planning and zoning and allow them to take it from here. Is that correct?
That's correct for the zoning change.
So yes, it's a little backwards than an actual rezoning. So I don't know if there's any discussion, council, or a motion to be made to move forward and send the annexation to planning and zoning for them to determine how they want to move forward with that from there. Motion by Honey, second by Greg. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So we will notify planning and zoning that they will be receiving the information packet in regard to the potential annexation. And they will hold their necessary meetings and request their necessary information, and we'll take it from there.
Any idea what board that's going to be?
Likely one, if I had to guess, right? Yeah, probably. I mean, though it's coming in from across the interstate, which is 2, so it could be 2.
Well, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. It's all, if you look at it, it's all different. That's a good question. It would probably be 1 or 2. Because you're right, it's coming in from property adjacent. So very well could be 2. All right. Public Works Director report.
I don't have anything to see.
Okay, anything from Craig?
Well, the only thing, Craig and I met, and, Kevin couldn't be there because he's sick, but, we, come to the conclusion to hire, Dawn Gregory as the, Public Works Secretary. And that's my motion, my, recommendation that we hire her.
And did you guys, were you able to discuss with Kevin? I know he's sick.
I told Kevin,
And he's, is he in support of your recommendation as far as you know?
Is he in the hospital?
no, he's at home, but he's got COVID.
Awesome, prayers for sure. So I know you guys held interviews. I know you guys had a committee meeting, and so the recommendation from Public Works Committee is to hire Dawn Gregory.
Dawn Gregory.
Okay. Motion by Baus. Second by Black. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Dawn Gregory. Thank you.
You guys did a really good job up on Washington today on the
Thank
shoulders.
you. Thank you.
Have they started the overlays
Oh, that's 3 weeks out.
before they do
So
start?
yeah, we're trying to get all patching done with the
Oh.
overlays. I think West, we put them off a month, so.
Okay. I was just curious. I haven't really drove around and looked by any means. I just know I haven't noticed either, so no big deal on that. I had a question about where we did put in a culvert pipe over on the intersection of Martin and Charles. I mean, I know that's not going to be overlay, obviously, but if they have any extra stuff, or if we have any, I know we have a little machine to go ahead and get that from gravel to back to being patched up.
We're doing some patching right now, but I'll tell you about it.
Cool. Anything else for Craig?
Craig, you gonna let her know and give us a start date?
Yes, I'll have a follow
And reach out to the other interviewees as well. Yeah. Very good. Okay, police chief report. Doug, nice to see you here, sir.
Yeah, it's been a while, right? That's gonna make this pretty short, real quick. I only got a couple things to let you know about. First thing I wanna do is get permission, we have new owners for the Rock Fair. I'll grab the name out here, I can't remember the name. They're seeking, a code for liquor license for it. Dustin Doyle and Melissa, I can't read the last name.
Starts with an N.
It does. Regardless, but if we can get approval for them to go forward with their liquor license.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion by Black, second by Grady. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Alright, the other one was just information for you guys, let you know that our animal control truck was hit last night. It was parked in our animal control officer's driveway when a drunk driver hit another vehicle that pushed that vehicle a block and a half before it hit the truck. It's taken it out of commission.
Oh my gosh. Did they catch the person?
Yes.
Well, that's good.
So just let you know, Craig has set up our animal control officer with an old Dodge truck on the drive until then. Continue his job duties. And with that being said, he is working pretty hard on all the nuisance. Go through here with his handwriting, he wrote pretty fast. He's writing citations out to 148 Roots. He's sending out letters to 41 Springfield, 61 Fair. Some of the trash is getting picked up there, partially covered still, but they're still working on it. They have removed some of the large appliances and things like that. Going to do another follow-up in a couple days. 1005 West Main. One of the cars that we recovered, the one's not with it, follow up again in a couple days. He's going to be following up with the Lotus business off of 66, his old building there. I'm not sure what the nuisance is with that, but he's going to be following up again with that in a couple days still.
Which building is it?
Huh?
Which building is it?
The old plan.
Slowly, yeah, the old Lotus landscaping.
Next to the old tire shop.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm
I'm
not
not
sure.
sure.
It's probably the tire shop, because they got junks starting to park out in front of their junk car.
Right, but he's got
The back lot.
So like I was saying, I don't know what the nuisance is.
It's the back lot.
It's the back lot? Okay.
The back lot's, filled with trash, weeds,
Okay.
brush, and there's also, there are cars that are congregating there at nighttime.
Yeah. Okay. Cars are congregating in the back lot at night. Okay, so I'll have, our captain here, talk to the road sergeant and stuff like that, and get some extra control there. But our nuisance officer is working on our nuisances. 6-1 locust, the nuisance on cars been removed, and trash is, getting picked up, and they'll follow up a couple days on that. So 606 vans, they still continue to show progress getting that cleaned up. So, that's what we're working on so far.
Looks like we got one today, you may have got a copy too, Doug, corner of Florence and Forest, just issues with somebody running the stop sign over there, multiple people running the stop sign. And that, again, on the corner of Florence and Forest. Apparently they have video surveillance of it being an issue. And then also, the second issue that on this complaint that came in today would be directed more towards Craig and the PW department. I don't know if you saw this either, Craig. Second issue is the weeds in the drainage ditches. Could these be maintained? We were thinking of keeping the weeds killed, grass mowed, or putting in white chat, but we shouldn't have to keep doing it ourselves. So, just came in today, so we can get together on this. Anything else?
Oh, yes, we did have our, police camp. Thanks, I forgot about that, I'm all sunburned.
There's a lot of pictures that'll be in the paper.
That's gonna be in the paper. We did have our police camp that was very successful. We had 42 total kids. Last day, it kind of dropped off a little bit from sunburns and whatnot, but they all had an exciting time with high ropes and zip lines, a barn full of climbing stuff and foam pits and a giant lake full of things to do. And it was a great and successful time. I just want to thank the council for helping us make that happen.
Very good, that's it. Anything else for Doug? Thanks, sir. All right, mayor's appointment, planning and zoning, still trying to get that worked out, so we'll hopefully have something there for you by the next meeting, so we'll move forward from that. And then we'll dig into the fun stuff. We have 6 bills, ladies and gentlemen. So, beginning with the first one, bill number 2018, motion for the first reading. Motion by Gray.
Second.
Second by Blythe. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with Brown's Tree and Bucket Service for tree trimming services in Barnett Park.
First reading, bill number 2018, motion to approve. Motion by Gray. Second by Holt. Full council, please.
Black.
Yes.
Honey.
Yes.
Grady.
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Best.
Okay, first reading moves forward with a vote 5-0. Motion for second reading of bill number 2018. Motion by Black, seconded by Gray. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with Brown's Tree and Bucket Service for tree trimming services in Barnett Park.
Motion to approve.
Okay, motion approved by Black, second by Gray. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Second reading. Motion for the second reading of, we already just, we need to pull the council.
Best.
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Grady.
Yes.
Honey.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
You've heard the second reading of bill number 2018. That is now special ordinance number 831. Okay. Good. Motion for first reading, bill number 2019.
Motion.
Motion by Holt, second by Gray. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? First reading.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with AAA Tree Service for tree trimming services on Prairie and Monroe Streets.
All right, for the first reading of bill number 2019, motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Black, second by Honey. Pull the council, please.
Black.
Yes.
Honey.
Yes.
Grady.
Yes.
Holtz.
Yes.
Best.
Yes.
Okay, let it be shown, first reading, bill number 2019 moves forward with a vote 5-0. Motion for second reading, bill number 2019.
Motion.
Motion by Grady, second by Honey. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Second reading.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with AAA Tree Service for tree trimming services on Prairie and Monroe Streets.
For the second reading, bill number 2019. Motion by Black, second by Grady. Poll the council, please.
Bass. Holt.
Yes.
Grady. Honey. Black.
Okay, second reading moves forward, vote 5-0. That is now special ordinance 832. Motion for the first reading, bill number 2020. Motion by Grady. Second by Black. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with AAA Tree Service for tree trimming services on school streets.
For the first reading, motion to approve. Motion by Black, second by Honey. Too late. Poll the council, please.
Black.
Yes.
Honey.
Yes.
Grady.
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Bass.
Okay, first reading, bill number 2020 moves forward with a vote 5-0. Motion for second reading, bill number 2020. Motion by Grady. Second by Black. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Second reading.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with AAA Tree Service for tree trimming services on school streets.
For the second reading, motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Bass, second by Grady. Poll the council, please.
Bass.
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Grady. Honey.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Okay, second reading, bill number 2020 moves forward with a vote 5-0. It is now special ordinance 833. Motion for first reading of bill number 2021. First by Black, second by Grady. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with AAA Tree Service for tree trimming services on East Spencer Street.
Motion to approve first reading. Motion by Holt, second by Grady. Poll the council, please.
Black.
Yes.
Honey.
Yes.
Grady. Holt.
Yes.
Bass.
Okay, first reading, bill number 2021 moves forward with a vote 5-0. Motion for second reading. Motion by Black, second by Grady. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Second reading, please.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with AAA Tree Service for tree trimming services on East Spencer Street.
For the second reading, bill number 2021, motion to approve. Motion by Black, second by Grady. Poll the council, please.
Bass.
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Grady. Honey.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Okay. Second reading moves forward with vote 5-0. That is now special ordinance 834. Motion for the first reading, bill number 2022. Motion by the House, second by Grady. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with AAA Tree Service for tree trimming services on Hickory Street.
For the first reading, motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Holt, second by Grady. Poll the council, please.
Black.
Yes.
Honey.
Yes.
Yes.
Grady. Holt.
Yes.
Bass.
Okay, first reading moves forward with a vote 5-0. Motion for second reading, bill number 2022. Motion by Bass, second by Grady. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Second reading.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with AAA Tree Service for tree trimming services on Hickory Street.
Okay, for the second reading, motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Holt, second by Grady. Poll council, please.
Bass.
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Grady.
Yes.
Honey.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Okay, second reading moves forward with a vote 5-0. That is now special ordinance number 835. And finally, motion for first reading of bill number 2023.
Motion.
Motion by Black, second by Grady. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of the city of Cuba, Missouri, to enter into an agreement with Big Bam LLC to hold a bicycle across Missouri event in Cuba, Missouri.
For the first reading, motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Grady, second by Black. Poll the council, please.
Black.
Yes.
Honey.
Yes.
Grady.
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
First reading bill number 2023 moves forward with a vote 5-0. Motion for second reading. Motion by Black. Second by Grady. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Second reading, please.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of the city of Cuba, Missouri, to enter into an agreement with Big BAM LLC to hold a bicycle across Missouri event in Cuba, Missouri.
Heard the second reading, motion to approve. Motion by Baus. Second by Holt. Roll council, please.
Bass.
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Grady.
Yes.
Honey. Black.
Yes.
Second reading moves forward with a vote 5-0. That is now special ordinance 836. All right, thank you for that. Old unfinished new business with announcements. Today is what, the 17th. Just kind of looking forward to our next meeting here, which would be Tuesday the 7th, which is the day after Labor Day. Does anybody have any opposition to that? Do we need to change that for any reason? Day after Labor Day. We're all back to work.
I may not be here.
Okay, well, as long as there's not an overwhelming.
Yeah, I may be on the way back. Yeah.
Didn't we do that last week?
I don't.
We added one, we had a special meeting.
Well, we'll just leave it the same for now unless something changes. Okay, so first meeting in Tuesday, first meeting in September, Tuesday. But if people, we learned that we have some conflicts, then we can always move it if we need to. Outside of that, again, hope Kevin is doing well. I know he's vaccinated, but still down with COVID, so some pretty serious stuff. So hopefully he's doing well, and see him back here soon. Sam.
Craig, I guess the only question I had was, do you know when AAA is going to be getting around to this training?
Both of them act like they can jump on as soon as possible, as soon as they get the okay out, so.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Dave? Good. Mark? No. Curtis, how's the sewer project coming, Craig?
Keep digging more up. Get it all done, we'll try to get some big ones line. We've got all of the areas over here, the streets get overlaid. There's a couple more streets we gotta dig up, get some repairs. You don't touch that.
before winter?
What's that?
You try to get stuff done before you get this winter?
That's fine, yes.
Anything else?
Craig, in Montgomery driveway approach over there, supposed to find out if that's gonna work.
Yes.
And, if it doesn't work, what happens?
I think it helps you not to work what we're doing there.
I guess if the car is dragged or something, he said he's gonna spend about $5,000 on that, and the city's part, who's gonna, if it doesn't work, who's responsible for this?
Well, we looked at it with a concrete guy, he's figured out the elevation, keep the water away from his building, so it's the best activity that we found when we had on that.
And then, across the street on those driveway approaches.
Yes, chat with him today, he's supposed to figure out what he's gonna do also, we're gonna try to fix both sides.
You gotta, if you're doing the whole street, you can't do one side and not the other.
Yes, that's the plan, and I talked to the other party there, and he's supposed to be back in next couple days.
Okay,
His thoughts also.
all right.
Okay, and I just want to thank Emily for being here this evening and replace that Lance since he got down. We didn't make it too hard on you, so maybe next time. We have some really difficult questions and scenarios for you, but
That would be great.
it'll be easy. Yes, sir.
I do that. Ben and Doug, where are you guys at on the shoe shopping? School starts next week, don't it?
Robbie's been working on that, trying to compile a list for us.
Okay.
As soon as we know something, we'll,
But like to get that done, before next week, if we could.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And,
Motion to adjourn. Motion by Grady.
Second.
Second by Dave. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.